Logger rate limiter. This is 359 sum logger rate limiter. Designed a logger system that receives a stream of messages along with their timestamp. Each unique message should only be printed at most every 10 seconds. That is, a message printed at timestamp t will prevent other identical message from being printed until timestamp plus t plus 10. All messages will come in chronological order. Several messages may arrive at the same time stamp. Implement a logger class. Logger initializes the logger object, that is, the constructor initializes the logger object. Boolean should print message. This is the function which returns true if message is printed in that given timestamp, otherwise written false. Now, what is this question all about? Basically, they want us to prepare some kind of a system which will help to log the timestamp and the messages. So they have told us like take an example of WhatsApp, right? So you get messages, and in the settings, you say that after every 10 seconds, give me the message of the same person. XYZ is a person name. It's an example. Take an example. XYZ is a person who is giving you 100 times this messages, okay? And you got irritated with that person. So what you do, you go in the settings and say XYZ should give me the message of the XYZ only after 10 seconds. Only after 10 seconds, you give me them. So even if he's giving a message after 2 seconds, you won't receive it. After 3 seconds, you won't receive it until the 10 seconds are not happen. That means at 11th second, you will receive the message from XYZ. But in this process, if ABC is giving you the message, then you are going to accept it. That means it is true because this is another person and this is another person. If ABC and the setting is made only for XYZ. So if ABC is giving, you are going to accept it. But if XYZ is giving after every zero point 0.5 seconds or after every one, you are not going to accept unless the time becomes 10. So you just have to, put a system where you show this. And how to do this, let's try to analyze it. This is just an example. Just take this as an example, okay? Let's try to analyze this example one. So here they are saying logger. Logger means it's just they are creating a constructor, so that's the reason output is null. The first output is null because they are just creating the constructor. Next they are saying should print message 1 comma foo. So when they are saying let's print message 1 comma foo, so 1 comma foo is seen for the first time, so foo is seen for the first time, right? And when you are seeing the foo for the first time, you also have to print its expiry date, right? You cannot just print the time. So time is one. uh, so the time is one. Why it does not work? Let me write it again. So when it says foo 1 comma foo, right? When it says 1 comma foo, what does this mean? It means foo is the message, time is 1, and expiry is 10. Expiry is 10 because they have written in the question every message is for 10 seconds. So expiry is 10. We are good. So the first one, for that particular thing, the output is true because we are accepting the message for first time. Next, let's see should print message 2 comma bar. 2 comma bar. So this is a different message, right? It is not the same message. It's a different message. So what is the stamp timestamp for bar? Let me rub this. Okay, let's write here 2 comma bar. What is the timestamp for this? This is a bar is a message, that is a string, and the timestamp for this is 2 comma 2 comma 11. 2 comma, okay, 10 plus 2, right? 10 plus 2, we have to add that. Okay, 10 plus 2, so here also it will become 10 plus 1, that is 11. So here the expiry is, let me write it, the expiry is 11 and this is 12. Okay, so this is the expiry. We got the expiry of both the timestamp. Next, let's go. Should print message. Should print message is 3 comma foo. 3 comma 4. So now what is happening? Our timestamp is 1 comma 10. Our timestamp is 1 comma 10. After 10 seconds, you have to print the message. And this came in 3 seconds, right? It came early. So you cannot print this message. So it is returning false. So it is returning false. Next should print message 8 comma bar. Now this came again. The expiry is 10. So it is not going to accept. XYZ is giving the messages at 3 seconds, so not accepting, false. Again he gave a message at 8 seconds, not accepting, false. Again he's giving a message at 10 seconds, not accepting, because our range of expiry is 10. That's the reason it's not going to accept, and we return false. Now the catch is in this next message, the last message, which is coming at the 11th timestamp. So that means this after 10 seconds it is coming. So this is expired. Now this is expired and you get a new timestamp, because after 10 seconds it expired, and again there is a new message which is printed 11 foo, like someone printing um, printing the same message which was given on the first timestamp. Same message is printed at 11 comma foo. So you will accept it, because after 11 seconds you are going to accept the message. So this will be a new message again, so it will be an updated message again. So you're going to accept it, and that's why you return true. So what will so you have to enter something into this message, right? Because there will be a new timestamp. So now new timestamp will be 11 comma 21, because you are going to add your 11 seconds into 10 seconds and doing the expiry. What is the expiry? Nothing but 11 plus 10, because you are going to add that as your expiry. Now the message which comes after 21 seconds, that time you will accept a new message, because after every 10 seconds you are going to accept the message. So after every 10 seconds, not 21, it's like after 10 seconds, like at 31 you are going to accept the message, at 32 you are going to accept the message. That is the sum about. So let me tell you again, come back again. So the gist idea of this question is some data structure you need, where you enter the message and you enter the timestamp, expiry, timestamp. Those two things are important, because you need a data structure which maintains a message and expiry. Because in your settings of the phone, right, you will create some data structure where you can maintain the message and the timestamp. If same message is given after every 3 seconds, 4 seconds, 5 seconds, 8 seconds, you're not going to accept. Only if that message comes at 11th second after every 10 seconds, then you will be accepting. So you need to maintain that. So for that we can use a data structure, that is a hash map. You can use a data structure which is hash map, and then you can store the string and integer, where you maintain the message and the timestamp. And then you can check in that hash map whether that message is coming at 3 seconds, then return false. It is coming at 8 seconds, return false. If it is coming at 11 seconds, you will be returning true, because you will be inserting a new message or updating a new timestamp, like how you updated over here. So you are going to update the new timestamp with a new message, whatever is the message, and thus you will return true. That's it. I mean, you just have to do two things. You have to check in the hash map whether whether message is present with its expiry date, and if it's not present, then you have to add a new timestamp. That's it about this, and it's O of n time complexity and space complexity. Let's try to write this. Again, over here, we need a hash map. So I'm writing a hash map, string comma integer. This is a logger class, and let's name this as expiry. And let's create the constructor for this public logger class, because they have told us to create a constructor. For that, they have given an output as null, right? We have seen in the question. So I'm creating this dot expiry as hash map equal to new hash map. Also in the question, if you see, they have given the timeout. Timeout is 10 seconds. After every timeout, you have to give a new message. So let me initialize that also. This dot timeout equal to 10 seconds. Now let's write the function which they have given us. Public boolean should print message. Interesting sum. string message int timestamp. When to use hash map is this kind of sums when there is a we have to store and check again and again. At that time you can use the hash map. Now we are checking if expiry dot contains message, if expiry dot contains message, and if expiry dot get message is greater than timestamp, then what we are going to do. So come again, let's see this. What is this line all about? So expiry is our map, right? If expiry map, this map contains that message, okay? If it contains that message, then what we are checking? We are checking the timestamp of that expiry. If the expiry message is 10 and the timestamp coming as 3, so see, a question has that timestamp of 3, right? So expiry of that message is 10, and which is greater than 3, right? Because timestamp is 3, at every 3 seconds it is giving, but my expiry of that message is 10 seconds. So then we have to return false, right? Or else what we are going to do, we are going to say expiry, or else it will be a new message, or we have to update it. Simple. So expiry dot put message comma, here what we are going to do, we are going to add this timestamp, whatever the timestamp is, whatever the timestamp was. It was 11, right? When we are doing it 11, right? We have a timestamp of 11. That line timestamp plus 10 seconds. After that only we are going to timestamp in the question was 11, and then we are adding our 10 seconds, right? So this is what is a new message, as well as we can update it, that timestamp with 10 seconds, right? And then we return true. That's all about this question. I mean, you just have to update the message and update your timestamp with 10. But one thing I will make it more clear, because we have initialized this timeout. So let me write this as timeout. So it's better. Yeah, and this is O of n, time complexity, and space is O of n. That's it. I mean, these are only two things which you have to see when to return false. Whenever that message is in that before that expiry, return false, and afterwards for just for update and new messages you have to return true. That's it. Thank you for watching.